All right, good morning and welcome to the How Can I Support My Child series this beautiful Friday morning. Thank God it's Friday. All right, I'm sorry we're starting slightly late because of network issues. My name is Maribel Chima and I am the founder of the Parenting Through Mentorship Academy and PTM Resources, and I am the proud matron of the Mastermind Circle, a peer mentorship and accountability group we run for young children and preteens. Yes, because we want to raise children who can navigate on their own. We want to raise children who understand the importance of studying, children who understand the importance of lifelong learning. We started an episode yesterday where we answered the question, how can I set a good foundation for academic success for my child? How can I help my preteens with the right foundation for academic success? And we started by talking about the importance of academic excellence. We said that it is crucial, it is important, it is key, it is principle that our children understand the need or the essence for academic excellence. All right, it is important. And because I am someone who preaches that children can do excel more when they excel beyond the classroom, because I believe strongly that academic excellence is not all that a child needs to succeed in life. All right, so there's a tendency to think that I'm saying that academic excellence is not key. That's not what I am saying at all. It's very important that our children understand the importance of academic excellence and that they know that this is one of the many areas where they need to be excellent in order for them to excel and to be everything that God has created them to be. All right, so yesterday we looked at the importance, and so we won't be going there today. If you would like to find out why it is important that your child excel in school, I think you go ahead and catch the replay of yesterday's session. All right, it's right there on Facebook and it's also on the YouTube channel. By the way, if you are not following us on YouTube, you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, this is a good opportunity to do that. Why don't you run there and just simply check Parenting Through Mentorship, and we have loads and loads of resources in there that will help you support your children effectively. So go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and remember to also click on the subscription, on the notification button, so that every time we go live you will know and you will be a part of it, or part of what we do here. All right, so just a little housekeeping and then we can go. If you are on Facebook, why don't you invite your friends, right? Invite your friends and your loved ones who need to know what we do here and need to be a part of this, so that they can join us and be a part of this knowledge that we share in here and the wisdom that we garner from all that we know and through applying all that we are learning today. Alrighty, so let's go on. We have talked about the importance of academic excellence and why our children need to excel, and why our children need a solid foundation for them to learn or to study independently. Today we are going to be looking at how we can achieve that. All right, how we can achieve that. We even started that yesterday. We started how we can achieve that, and we said it begins with their behavior. Okay, it begins with the child's behavior, how the child behaves, right, when it comes to their academic or when it comes to learning. Okay, how the child behaves when it comes to learning, and being excellent in that area. We talked about different behavior, how they prepare for homework, how they prepare for a regular school day, how they prepare before tests, how they prepare after tests, their behavior after test, their behavior right around everything that is academic. Okay, it's very key, and we are doing this because the focus in this episode is their academic independence, or why it is important that they excel right in their academics in this school year and beyond. So let's look at what we can do. All right, let's continue with what we started yesterday. All right, how we can support them. Okay, after their behavior and looking at their behavior and ensuring that our children are have the right behavior towards their academic work. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to ensure that our children have the right convictions, right? That our children have the right convictions. And what are these convictions? The convictions are what you think about education. What do you think about academic excellence? What are your convictions on the matter? Now, if you're a parent that is constantly saying things that do not align with this expectation, right? You're constantly saying things that do not align with this expectation by way of, careless talk, by way of, what you say when you're on the phone with your friends and other people. You will be passing the wrong message to your child. So, yes, parents who do not give energy to academic excellence in their children will raise children who are indifferent about academic excellence. So if you are that parent that is saying things like, now who school help? Those kind of things. Now who school help? Those kind of, we have a lot of, we have a lot of careless talks that we throw around on every subject, in the need to, how do we call it now? They say it's chill. No, it's what? It's a you're being woke or whatever it is. No, how do they put it there in Nigeria parlance? They say it's a cruise. You're catching cruise, right? So in the name of catching cruise and being just having soft and easy conversations with your friends, we say all kinds of things that for us we're just joking around. But for our children, these are realities. They do not know what we are saying that is a joke or what is not a joke. Now, yes, you might have, vied away from what it is that you did in school, and you are excelling in an area where you did not, study per se. For crying out loud, I studied botany in school, isn't it? I studied botany in school. Full science student, and all of that. But I don't do anything in that area today. For me to come and sit down here and be saying to my children, "Are they school na scam?" You see those kind of things. School na scam. Now who school help? What you did in school does not matter. And all of that is not. First of all, it's not true, right? First of all, it's not true. And then second, you will be passing the wrong message to your child, and you will be passing a conviction to your child, whether you know it or you don't know it, or whether it's deliberate or it's not deliberate. That's what you're going to be doing. So when you pass this kind of message, they are wrong. Because as I said yesterday, education has got its thing. Your academic excellence or academic work has got something to do with the person that you become. Because when we study and we become excellent in academics, it's not just about the grades and you coming tops in your class. It's about the skills that you learn, the accompaniment skills that you learn while you are learning concepts, you are learning those definitions and all of that. Now, because most of us send our children to school and we are not into the process, we're not into the process of school, we do not help them harness the benefits of school, because we're all about grades and all about our children looking a certain way. So that is the same reason why you will pay money for your children to have certain grades. You pay money for them to have certain grades. You pay money for them to have certain results, because your focus is not in the process that the child passes through to become an educated human. Okay, it's not in the process of the education that your child gets that would transform the child. Because yes, that's what education is. Education is the transformation of the individual. So when your child gets an education, or when we pass through an education, education is supposed to transform us, right? So because your focus is not the transformation, your focus is in the grades that they bring and the opportunities that they will get through those how they look and how people will praise you, and all of that. So because you are not focused on the important thing, all right, the part of education that is important, because you're not focused on that, the child does not get the real benefit of having an education. So the child doesn't become transformed through the things that they learn. The child does not learn in different ways, right? The child is supposed to learn linearly. The child is supposed to learn in depth. The child is supposed to learn from catching, why they are going through education. They are supposed to learn from the things that the curriculum is saying and the things that the curriculum is not even saying, because they are involved and because they understand the importance of education. While at it, they are able to gain their own insight, and they are able to infer from the things that they are being taught. They are able to start researching and building, right, their own insights, even while they are learning from their teachers and the people who they learn from. But when the process is not important, or the process, is not, the importance of the process is not being built, the child takes it with a pinch of salt, or the child just goes to school because everybody is going to school, right? And then you also get the child to go to school because everybody is going to school. If my child doesn't go to school, what will people say? So it's always about what will people say. So even at the time where it is tough, and for some reason the child can't be in school or something like that, that's why you do everything within your power. Not necessarily because you want the child to learn, but because you're worried about what people will say. I remember at a time where we had to homeschool our daughter. All right. So we pulled our daughter from regular school to homeschool her, all right, and for personal reasons we had done that, but I know how a lot of people, even friends and family members, kept on looking at us with that eye of, God, things must be tough, things must be tough. Who says things must be tough for you to have a child, because you want to focus on an area of the child's education? And this is the issue. I have a friend that has homeschooled her children for over 10 years. And I tell you, those are like some of the most academically, as in some of the most, her kids are some of the children with the most academic depth that I know. And it is not just math, English, physics, at that level. It is depth, it is deep learning. All right. So that education does not necessarily have to be learned in the four walls of a particular, learning center and all of that. What is important is that the child is getting an education, and the child is growing, and the child understands the essence of this education, whether it's academic and in other areas of education. So very, very key. So when we focus on what is important, or we understand the essence of academic excellence, then we will be passing the right convictions to our children. And the moment the children have the right convictions, then they understand the why behind that process or that activity. All right, your children understand the why. They understand why they go to school every day. They understand why they have to learn math. They understand why they have to learn science. They understand what it will do for them and to them. They understand, and they can see the transformation. You are on this together. You are in this together, and you are walking through that journey together. These are the things. Now, how do you begin to show that you are interested, or how do you ensure that your convictions are passed to your children? It's not simply by talking, talking, talking. How involved you are is a way of passing your conviction to your child. Are you that parent that as the school year is about to begin, all right, I am saying that parent, I didn't say are you that mother, I said are you that parent, meaning are you that father, are you that mother, that as the school year is about to begin, your only prerogative is to ensure that school fees is in place and everything that the child needs to go to school is in place. You drop that and that's it. Mission accomplished. You face your front and you move. The truth about it is, from you, your child is not going to get that conviction that academic excellence is a thing, because you can't just drop the money and walk away. It is not money that passes academic convictions. You drop money for electricity, you drop money for every other thing. It doesn't tell your child that the child should go and be a staff of NEPA, isn't it? You drop money for every other thing. It doesn't tell the child that the child needs to take this seriously. So it is the things that we throw our energy behind. It is the things that we are involved in. It is the things that we show up for, okay, and the things that we model to our children that will show them, okay, or will let them know that this is important. All right. So yes, don't just pay school fees, okay. Also show up. So at the beginning of the school year, it will be great that not just money, but both of you as a family go to school with the children, escort your children to school on the first day, set the foundation for this milestone, for this new year, set the foundation with the children together, start that first day with them, reiterating and reinforcing that this aspect of your life is very critical or is very principal, and that, sorry, I just had a power cut. It's about to rain crazy. All right, so okay, sorry, it's an internal problem even. All right, sorry, I'll come live. My camera will come on again in a few minutes. All right, sorry about that. All right, so yes, so you see that. So when you do this with the children, you are reinforcing, you are re-emphasizing the fact that this part of your life is very important, and I am with you on this journey. So show up with them on the first day of school, escort them. It won't take their daddy, all right? Because a lot of times is the dad. Let me not even say it's not a dad or mom thing, because sometimes you see daddies that are really very strong, supportive, and present, right, in their children's academics, and you see mothers that are not. Okay, so it's a two people thing. And I'm saying you do not have to do this together every day. I'm saying at the beginning of the school year, it is a new milestone for your child. It is a new opportunity to open. I mean, it's a new page. Good morning, Gora. Sarah, how are you doing, ma'am? All right, so it's a new page you're opening. It's a new page in the child's life, whether we like it or not. That's how serious back to school is. Stop trivializing it. Your child is going to school to start a new milestone. It's a new class. It's probably a new school, probably a new environment. It's a new teacher. It's a new, so it's a lot of new for your child, as easy as it may seem. So you want to join them and make that journey easy, comfortable, and all of that. So go with them on the first day, and then have that first conversation with their teachers. Find who their teachers are. I mean, meet their teachers one on one. Meet their teachers one on one. Get to know who your child is going to, who is going to have your child's ears and your child's heart for the next 1 year. All right. So you want to establish a relationship, cordial, whatever. You have to establish a one on one, communication, open a communication line, okay, with their teacher, and of course engage the teacher. So the first day is a good opportunity. So go in there, both of you, all right. Tell them, I'm working this milestone with you. You may not be saying it like this, but hey, the child will remember. Okay, the child will remember. The child's subconscious mind will remember. All right, that place in the child where the child gets herself esteem, all right, will of course be boosted by the fact that, hey, this is new, I don't know what to expect, but hey, I am here with mommy, I'm here with my daddy. It's the same reason that you show up for them during graduation. It's the same reason that you show up on very important days. This is a very important day if you want academic excellence and school as it is to be something important for your child, and even for you who your child doesn't go to regular school. All right, the father, the mother, you want to be a part, of this. I mean, even for homeschoolers, the both parents want to be a part of it. The children need to know that the father is in sync, as well as the mother is. All right, let children know that this aspect of their life is important to you if you want it to be important to them. That's what we're trying to say. All right. So do that and establish that relationship so that your children are convinced that this aspect of their life is critical. All right. Now, what are your other convictions about academics and education? All right. Are you a family that you have education as one of your priority or your core values? If you have education as one of your core values, all right, if you see yourself as people who have been given the mandate to educate and to extend education to the world and to spread knowledge and wisdom around the world, then you want to put this this has to be really important to you, and you want to pass this down to the children. All right, for us as a family, education is very important because we believe we are talkers in my home. So we are talkers in my home. We are people that can articulate our thought and pass it, and share it with other people. Okay, the children are like that also. We can already see that. So this is a core for us, right? And so when it comes to passing knowledge and the kind of information that you extend to other people, is very critical to us. It's very important. So the children are made to understand that knowledge gathering, knowledge gathering, whatever it is that you do that makes you more knowledgeable, whatever it is that you do that helps you share wisdom with other people, is very critical. Okay, it's very important that you throw your energy into it, and then you do it excellently. So when they go to school, they know that school is not joke. They know that it's not just about going to get a certificate. They know that it's not just about going to pass. They know that even when they don't do well in a subject, it's just our children know that when they don't do well as they want to do in a particular topic or subject in a test or in an exam, they know that it is not them. Like, this is not who I am. They know that it is an effort that they have not made. And usually the reaction is, Mom, I'm going to do better at this next time. So they understand that they can do better at it. Probably I just didn't do enough this time. So let the children see these things, let them understand these things, let these convictions be what you live with them, and they are able to take this and be motivated on their own to run with it. Very key, very principal. The next one is hard work. All right, if our children are going to excel in school, then we would have to help them understand the place of hard work. We have to help them understand the place of hard work in all of this, right? Hard work is how everything is refined, right? Everything that is refined, everything that is crude, that becomes finer, goes through some hard process. Let them understand that before gold comes out, of its core, and to the point where we can appreciate it, it must have gone through a hard process before fuel and diesel and all of the things that are useful to us, right, become that. The crude itself has to go through a huge, a hard process, So tough people, right? Tough people and people who go through tough process is how we become refined. When we go through tough processes, when we are stretched and we learn to stretch ourselves, this is how we become the refined people that can actually be valuable to the world, valuable to the system, valuable to whatever system we find ourselves. If it is easy, if it is actually easy for anyone to do nothing extra and be valuable, then everyone in the world will be giving out the same amount of value. All right, but when we understand that the amount of value that you give, we're not saying there's anyone that is not valuable. Every single human being is valuable. Every single human being has the potential to give out excellence. Every human being has the potential to be a blessing and a solution. We were created, each of us created to be solutions to the world. Now, how we are willing to stretch ourselves, how we're willing to beat out the crude out of ourselves so that the finest part of ourselves can emerge, is what makes the difference. So there's nothing like luck. There's nothing like, there's nothing like luck. There's nothing like, where I'm coming from. All right. So there is that principle that says that what I am today, or where I am today, is not a final, right, as to where I can be tomorrow. So when our children understand this, you are going through a process. Whatever it is that you are today, whatever it is that is your situation today, it's just what it is today. Now, how well you are willing to stretch yourself, how much hard work you're willing to do, how committed you are, how you are willing to work on yourself, right? How well you are willing to work on yourself right, would determine where you will be tomorrow. I like that saying. I can't remember who said it. I think it was Pastor Isiri, and that says that what you look at when you are born, you look like your parents or something like that. But when you die, you look like what? You look like the decisions that you have made through your life. So yes, at the point where we are born, at the point where they are little children, they are who I mean, they look like what we have put into them. But as they grow older, we need to help them understand that there is how far I can come with you. All right, there is how much I can do for you. At a point, you will have to know and you will have to learn that you will need to do the rest of go through the rest of this journey on your own. How much hard work we are willing to put, how well you're willing to stretch yourself is going to determine the rest of your journey. Now, am I going to always be here to support you? Absolutely. I'm always going to be here to support you. I'm always going to be here to bounce ideas with you. I'm always going to be here to uplift your spirit. But there is so much I can do. There is that part that I can't do for you. You will have to learn to do it for yourself. And it has to start now. The degree or the amount of hard work you are willing to put in is what will make the difference. When our children understand these things, then they know that it doesn't matter what we have amassed for ourselves or we have amassed for them. If they don't put in their hard work, they are going to make a mess of it. Because the truth about it, even for the most wealthy people, let's look for an example. The truth about it, okay, let me use a Tedola for instance, right? I know of two of his daughters, right? Now, the way it is that Otedola is, right? Do you know that if the daughters are as a half or are as hardworking as their father, for instance, they can actually double or triple whatever it is that their dad has done today. So there is something about, they can also decide, right, that they won't do much, they can't match their father's effort and all of that. But trust me, their children will not have the kind of comfort or their children will not have the confidence that they have today if after their father they do not have the same drive, they do not put in the same hard work and all of that. And that's how it will move from one generation to the next generation. It will move from one generation. I'm talking about people who have generational wealth, or those of us who look at generational wealth and we think of it as something that will never go away. Okay, the family is so rich, they will never be poor in their life. When people say those things, I laugh. Okay, when people say those things, I really, really laugh because it is not true, especially amongst blacks and Africans. It is said that the wealth of Africans and black people most times do not span beyond two generations. Why? Because we do not have that, we do not have that, habit, right, of passing on legacies. We don't pass on the right legacies, right? We don't pass on, there are no, we don't have concrete succession plans. So usually what we do is when the parents seem to have, seem to be wealthy or seem to have, right, what we do or what society expects is that the children should chill and do no hard work. So that's why you go on social media and you say, I don't blame you now. It's because you don't have to do anything. Your father has da da da. Your father, you see all these kind of comments and all that. Don't say these things around your children. Don't let your children buy into this kind of narrative and this kind of mindset, because all it will do is it will help them build a fixed mindset, basically. The truth is, if there are no succession plans, and if we do not pass down to our generation, or we do not pass down to our children the need for hard work, okay, in every area, in their academics, in their personal growth and development, in their skills, in their association and socialization with other people, human beings, in their collaborations and all of that. If the children do not learn the hang of the business or whatever it is that that family is into, that is providing and producing the wealth, if there are no succession plans and there is no passing down of legacies and convictions, it's a matter of time. It may not be bad in their generation. You may have amassed enough for it not to, dry in their generation, but I promise you, their children would not leverage the kind of wealth that the grandfather probably put in place. It doesn't matter how much. You don't even tell me you don't know how much. They've said, oh, Abacha's family will never grow. I mean, why am I calling names? We hear all this kind of thing, but trust me, it's a matter of time. We know of families that seemed so wealthy. If you ask the questions, what's going on in those families, nobody has answers for you. And that's the truth. The truth about it is that if there are no succession plans, if there's no passing down of legacies, right? There are passing downs of legacies and all of these things. It's a matter of time it will go. So tell your children hard work is a thing. Hard work is a thing today and will always be a thing. So let our children learn to stretch themselves. Let our children learn to see us as models, no matter what it is. Provided you're on the right path, let them see you as models and let them inspire to do even much more than you do. So it doesn't matter who your father or your mother is, inspire to be greater than them. I think that's God's plans, right? Really for us. And then the other one is support. How are you? How have you positioned yourself in the school year? How have you positioned yourself as a parent who wants your child to excel academically? Remember, we're still talking about setting a good foundation for academic success for your preteens. How have you positioned yourself to support your child this school year and in their academic excellence? Now, supporting the children does not necessarily mean that you must sit down and do homework for them. No. First of all, it means what kind of resources are you putting in place? What kind of convictions have you passed down to your children? What habits have you created? What structure have you built in your home that will help your children navigate or will help your children do things on their own without you having to micromanage your home? All right, it comes back again to those behaviors that we are talking about. How are you ensuring that your child is building each of the behaviors that we talked about yesterday? Go back and watch that video if you didn't. Okay, we talked about, homeschooling, school preparation behavior. What's your child's behavior towards preparing for the next school day? This is how you support your child to ensure that they create habits of these behaviors, okay, that they create habits that will form these behaviors, so that how your child prepares to go to school every day, how your child prepares to do their work on themselves, how your child approaches their homework, how your child, all of these things come together to help you support your child. How are you being there to help them practice these things? How are you being there to help them support them through this process to the point that your child internalizes it? The thing is, when you are consistent and you are supportive, you will see your children tick those boxes one after the other. I've said many times, I do not have to say a word when it comes to our son studying. Our son is 14 going on 15. I do not. Recently, he wrote 3 exams. He wrote 3, he wrote exams back to back last school year. He wrote an international exams, the Cambridge checkpoint. He wrote the Nigerian WAEC and all of that. Not one of them, not a single one of them did I sit for one day and said, okay, how is it going? Let me see, how can I help you? And all of that. I couldn't help him. He's in JSS3 already. I mean, my head is not even in that place if I wanted to come and sit down and start doing JS3 math or, I couldn't. Now, if there are reasons, if there's something that he's struggling with and he's like, oh, okay, I can't, seem to understand this, and it's something that we can have a conversation around, why not? I'm available and I will make myself present. So now the child knows that I am available and I will make myself helpful and useful if he needs. But he needs to know his need and come and ask for those needs. Now, if he doesn't ask, I'm going to assume that everything is okay. Now, why am I doing this? Because I have done the work. I've done the work when he was 4 and 5 and 6. We've done the work and we've worked towards helping the child become independent, an independent learner, studying on his own and all of that. We scaffolded when we needed to scaffold it. We stepped back when the child needed to take it on their own. And so over the years, the child has learned to learn independently, to study on their own, to research on their own, to ask for help when they need. And that's it. At some point, he came and he said, I'm having a problem with my English comprehension, Cambridge English. I looked at it and I told myself the truth. No, I can't help you on this matter. Okay, it would take all of my time. It would take me leaving everything that I needed to do and all of that. And I reached out to a friend. Do you know someone who is conversant with Cambridge, English? And he was doing English as first language, right? Do you know someone who is conversant? And she's like, oh yeah, she had someone. And then she shared with me, and I talked with the person. I'm like, okay, he's struggling here. Can you help him for 1 month? And for how many lessons? We talked about it, 2, 4, 6, 8 lessons together or thereabouts. And they sat down and they went through it. Yeah, They went through it and all of that, and that's it. As soon as he was like, okay, I think I'm good here and all of that, as soon as the tenor ended, that's it. The scaffold was taken away, and then he took it from there on his own. And he aced all of those exams. Like he aced all of them, because, just simply because, right, we have led him at the time that he needed, and we have given him the time, right, to stretch himself and push himself and arrive, and set goals for himself and achieve those goals for himself. So the more we do this with our children, right, helping them know that we're present, helping them know that it is important, and guiding them to build their own muscle and exercise those muscles by stretching and putting in the hard work, then we are setting them up for academic success and success in every area of life. And then the last one is help our children create visions for themselves. Let your children set big goals for themselves. Let them actually aim for something on their own, not just because you are saying, oh, you must have 3 A's. Do you know, Banker had all A's? Do you know that this one, you are there comparing them all the time and setting unrealistic goals for them, right? If you're going to set expectations and all of that, you need to be sure that you have put everything. You have created the support, you have created the resources, you have been present, you have taught them the skills, you have created the structure in your home, and you have done all of these things that will help support your child to excel. You have taught them how to study independently. All right, so all of this needs to be in place. Okay, talking about teaching them how to study, we have just put together an amazing guide that can help you teach your child how to study independently. Okay, you can get this guide by simply ordering our new books. I have 2 amazing new books that have just come out. All right, Destined for Greatness and Wisdom Stories for Champions. You can order these 2 books, and automatically your child will get this guide. You will get this guide, 2 guides actually. You get our back to school guide for parents, and then you will get the How Can I Help My Child Study Independently guide for parents. You can support the child, and then that's not all. Your child gets to participate in our Set to Excel in School masterclass for young children and preteens, for your children between 6 and 14 and 13, right? They can be a part of that class. It's a masterclass the children will be attending for free if you actually get those 2 books. These specs that come with getting the books are worth over 15,000 naira, but you get them for free, all 3 of them for free, if your child joins. If you buy or you pre-order the books. The pre-order of these books ends tomorrow. So if you want all the specs, you want to get all of these things, then go get your book. Apart from that, the books are amazing on their own. So get the books for the books, and then get this extra perks, because it will come in handy for you and your child this academic year. All right. And then if you want absolute support for the entire year, 360-degree support for your child, then you want to join the Mastermind Circle. It's our peer mentorship and accountability group for children, where you will not just hear these things that we're talking about every morning in beats here and all of that as tips here. We will be using these principles, and we'll be using a well-tailored curriculum to help your children learn all of these things that we are talking about, in these sessions that we have with you. So if you would like your child to be a part of the Mastermind Circle, then you want to register them. We actually kick off a new cohort by next week. Yes. So you want your child to be a part of the Mastermind Circle, then you need to register them. All right. Just check in the comment section or in the description on YouTube, and you will see all the information that you need to get or enroll your child to be a part of the Mastermind Circle. We have the information on your screen right now if you would like to pre-order these 2 amazing books. Pre-order ends tomorrow, by the way. All right, so go ahead and use the information. Just screen grab it and use it to order the books. And if you're in Nigeria, you can pick up your book next week from one of our pickup locations in the city nearest to you. And if you are abroad, you can actually get this book on Amazon next week also. All right. And yes, if you're in Abuja, you can just pick it up. Okay, so you can pick up from any of our pickup locations closest to you. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you very much. I hope you got value from this session. All right. If you did, Please tag your friends and catch the replay of yesterday's session. Also, catch the replay of all of our sessions from Monday through Friday of how can I support my child, right? To my child, in the how can I support my child series. Thank you very much. I'll see you on Monday again when we come back with a new episode of How Can I Support My Child series. Have a fantastic day.